presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are San Diego.
Another good inning, Fredwin Jackson. That's a balk.
Yes,
That's the game. Home run for Will Myers, his 20th of the year.
Padres shutout to open the series here in San Francisco. The former Giant Hector Sanchez was the hitting star for the Padres last night. 3 hits, including a 2-run home run, scraping down the right field line just inside the foul pole as the Padres posted a 4-0 win to open this 3-game series at AT&T Park in San Francisco. With Mark Grant, Dick Enver, we're pleased you're with us on this Tuesday night. The Giants battling for a playoff spot. The Padres trying to make it difficult.
Yeah, they certainly are, and all starts with starting pitching because Paul Clemens really threw the ball well. The curveball was the story last night. Shut down the Giants and shutting them out. Hopefully Clayton Richard follows suit tonight.
Well, Clayton Richard has just been brilliant the last 5 outings.
Dick, one of the better pitchers in baseball when you look at the last 5. The 2-2 record. .9 ERA. What is he, pitching against high school kids? No, big leaguers and making big league pitches. The 2-seamer, the changeup, the curveball, they're just not sitting on the fastball anymore. He mixes in a lot more pitches, but that 92, 93 mile 2-seamer looks like it's 102, and it's keeping it down for the ground ball as well.
Well, he's been the anchor of the all-new rotation for the San Diego Padres, and then you go to the bullpen. They've been lights up.
With the complete game gone by the wayside, it's going 6 or 7 innings possibly, then handing over to guys like Brad Hand. The last 7 games, kudos to the bullpen. Hand the ball over to Brandon Maurer for saves. Last night was not a save, but he shut him down. Opponent's batting average only 185. Why? Secondary pitches have been lights out. They're not falling behind. And in the event, you know what's also key, I think? In the event of a deficit, they're holding the deficit, giving the Padres a chance to possibly come back. I think that's another key as well.
So the Padres getting ready to meet the Giants, and the key to beating San Francisco could be to cut off their adrenaline. That's the right fielder, Hunter Pence. He's 14 hits in the last 6 games. He's the hottest hitter for Bruce Bochy. We'll see how Pence fares tonight against Clayton Richard.
Welcome back to AT&T Park. He's been called the mascot, the Reverend, the spark plug, and the heart. Three-time All-Star Hunter Pence may just be the catalyst that these Giants are looking for in order to resuscitate their postseason dreams, as told to me by center fielder Denard Span. Take a listen.
He's definitely the heartbeat of this team. Gets us going. He's always upbeat. He's always in the same attitude, same energy. So he's consistent for us, and he just gets everybody going. Even when we're going through a rough patch, he's always preaching, just stay in the moment, staying positive, and it just helps to have a guy like that on your team.
Well, Hunter Pence was sidelined by a hamstring injury. He missed 7 weeks of the season back in June, was reinstated at the end of July, and recovered. Bruce Bochy says the energy he brings every day is huge. When we come back, Padres and Giants for Game 2. It's Hammer and Hector. The guys in the studio will break down Hector Sanchez's night last night.
Brought to you by Bank of America. Life's better when we're connected. By Petco, where the healthy pets go. By Smart and Final, now with 25 stores across San Diego. And by Jerome's Furniture, where Jerry's price is the lowest price every day. Light fog settling around the city, known for just that condition. It's 64 degrees, about 10 degrees warmer than last night. As we welcome you to AT&T Park, another sellout, the 478th consecutive, the longest running sellout string in all of Major League Baseball. And the standings, and of course the Giants very much involved. The Dodgers are playing in New York against the Yankees, and they just lost 3-0 to New York. So the Giants with a chance to gain another half game should they beat the Padres tonight. And they're also looking at that wild card situation where they're in the driver's seat. The New York Mets a game and a half behind them, and St. Louis 2 games back of the Giants. So we'll keep track of those scores as well for you tonight as we're waiting for the Giants to take the field. And the Padres will send out veteran Clayton Richard to try to take game 2 of this series. After losing 9 in a row, the Padres have won the last 4 games against San Francisco.
And that's why I think it's going to be interesting for these Giants. Whether they have enough to make that wild card run remains to be seen. They're kind of running on fumes right now from aspects like the bullpen, their bench. See how their starting pitching is going to hang tough the last couple weeks of the season. So stay tuned to that one. It's going to be interesting.
Clayton Richard in his career is 6-5 against the Giants. And as we noted earlier, this last 5 starts, his ERA is under 1. He's really handcuffed the opposing hitters with that sinking fastball. Plate umpire tonight is the crew chief Jerry Meals, with Ryan Blakeney, Ron Culpa, and Chris Conray occupying the bases. The Padres begin tonight at 60-84, half game in front of Arizona in the National League West, and the Giants, as you've just seen, 3.5 back of the Dodgers. Lull here before we get things started, and it is amazing how these Giants, who had maybe the best first half of the season in all of baseball, and just suddenly things have fallen apart since the All-Star break, as they have the worst record in the majors since that game in San Diego.
You talk about a tale of 2 cities. Doesn't that have something to do with New York, right? Tale of 2 cities. They were in the New York Giants and they came out west here, the San Francisco Giants.
That's borrowing from a classic, yes.
Right, yeah. I'm going classic tonight. So it has been a tale of 2 seasons, 2 parts of the season.
Yeah. Split personality, that's for certain.
And how about this, Dick? The last 3 games of the season, the Dodgers and the Giants will hook up.
Right here.
Yep.
That may well decide who wins the West, and if both teams are in the playoffs, one by way of the wild card. A check of the Padres lineup tonight, brought to you by Toyota. John Jay there to lead it off with his .293 average, best of any Padre. Then Sardinius had a couple of big hits last night, including a triple. Will Myers back in the starting lineup at first base. Jan Solarte in the cleanup hole, .285. He's had a terrific 6 weeks. Ryan Schimpf, been a while since he's homered, but has 18. Alex Dickerson, he's in a modest 0-for-12 slump. Hit 6th, and Oswaldo Arcia in right field. Derek Norris batting 8th behind the plate, and Clayton Richard on the mound.
And right-hander Albert Suarez on the hill for the Giants. He's kind of a swing guy. He can relieve, he can start. He took the spot of Jake Peavy when he was put on the DL. Fastball, curveball, slider change, pretty much everything. Command can be an issue, and he pretty much stays away to righty, stays away to lefty. So hopefully some comfortable at-bats for the Padres to get to Suarez early tonight.
Another native of Venezuela that's made it to the major leagues, and the Padres last night set a franchise record. They had 5 players from Venezuela in the starting lineup. Check the Giants defense. They set it up this way. The outfield, it'll be Hernandez in center, Pence in right, and Pagan the left fielder, Adrianza, Crawford, Tomlinson, and Posey on the infield. Buster Posey starting at first base with Trevor Brown behind the plate for Albert Suarez. So a new look lineup tonight for Bruce Bochy, and Posey now handling the big glove over at first base. Jay ready to swing that stick, and game 2 of this 3-game series about to begin with the opening pitch from the 26-year-old Albert Suarez. And the first pitch is swung on, sliced to left, falling quickly in the left field corner and just out of the reach of Angel Pagan. Last night, much cooler. A couple of balls hit very hard that stayed in the ballpark. You have the sense in watching batting practice today that that's going to be more of a hitter's night.
You see those flags out in right center field. They're blowing out towards left field, so you get something elevated. It's got a pretty good chance of leaving the yard tonight.
Inside at 92. Suarez 3-3 on the year. As you look at Jay's average at 293. 25 doubles, not on that statistical list. And takes low, 2-1. As a starter, he's 1-2, a 4.40 ERA, but hitters batting only .231 against him. Center field, right at Hernandez. He really didn't have to move for that one. One away. A look at the keys to the game, brought to you by your San Diego Honda dealers.
Oh, I love the keys. Hopefully another win for the good guys. Repeat results for Richard. Last time out against the Rockies, he was just lights out. A solid 7, no runs, struck out 8. And clutch hits in crunch time. Remember the last time, the 14-1 victory, Clayton Richard was on the hill? Seemed like the Padres were going to be out of an inning. They took advantage of an error. They scored a lot of runs, clutch hits. Hopefully that carries over for the big left-hander tonight.
Luis Sardinas, switch hitting shortstop, hitting .298 as a Padre. Tripled last night, and that led to the initial run in the game in the 4th inning. And he grounds that one wide to first. Posey there to backhand and make the play. Suarez, a rookie. This includes his starts and his relief work. 3-3 overall.
He really doesn't have that one wow pitch, the swing and miss pitch. He mixes it up, about 92, 93 on the fastball. And he works for ground balls like we just saw there. Buster Posey we saw over at first base. Brandon Belt a little on the 6th side this evening. So the backstop playing first base tonight for the Gigantes.
And that allows Bruce Bochy to get right-handed hitting Trevor Brown in the game as the catcher. First pitch is away, ball 1 to Will Myers. We mentioned last night he's 1 home run away from becoming the first Padre ever to go 25-25-25. Home runs, steals, and doubles. He's got the 25 in the steal and doubles department. 24 homers. Used as a pinch hitter last night and walked. Low 3-0. Good size Suarez, 6'3", 235. At the knees, 3 balls and a strike. Like so many pitchers these days, Suarez in his professional career requiring Tommy John surgery. That was back in 2009. Late swing, and it's 3-2 to Myers.
He's got a nice free easy delivery. Nice 2-seam action, run side on that arm side. He's really trying to keep the ball down to Will Myers.
Debuted on May 6th with the Giants. Broken bat into the hole on the left side. Crawford, the long throw, and the Padres go in order in the first. It'll be Angel Pagan leading it off for the Giants. Phillies with a shutout of the Dodgers. The other NL West teams, Colorado, Arizona, scored 7 runs already, and they're in the 2nd inning. Let's check the Giants lineup, brought to you by Hyundai. Angel Pagan to start things with Kelby Tomlinson hitting second. Then the first baseman Buster Posey, Hunter Pence in the cleanup slot. Brandon Crawford, the shortstop. Gorkys Hernandez gets a start. He's only had 24 at bats this year. Then Trevor Brown, the catcher. Ahir Adrianza, 282 batting with only 39 plate appearances. And then Albert Suarez. Clayton Richard, 33 yesterday.
So the 6th start for Clayton Richard. As Dick mentioned, he had the happy birthday yesterday.
His first pitch is in there for a strike at 89.
Had a little bit of a brain cramp there, Professor.
They're allowed. It's your first one, and we're already 140 games in.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, you know, the grounder, that's been the common theme for Clayton Richard. Hopefully he can maintain that tonight. And, you know, he's got the lower arm slot, but he still maintains that arm side sink and run on that fastball to get the ground ball.
Working from that first base side of the rubber. And just misses there, 1-2. Pagan at 276. 10 home runs. Ground ball foul past third. Well, maybe it's a good omen. The number on the back of Clayton Richard, number 27, has some magic attached to it if you're a San Francisco Giants fan, because one of their Hall of Famers was Juan Marichal. He wore 27.
The Dominican dandy, you bet.
1 ball and 2 strikes. In there for strike 3. Just caught the inside edge. Pagan doesn't like the call. It was tight. Not good enough for the crew chief Jerry Meals to punch him out.
He keeps chirping. He's going to get tossed. And Clayton Richard did get a call. It was out to play a little bit, but you know what, though? If he's consistent both ways, you can't argue.
Yeah, Fox Tracks has it just off the plate, but close. Tomlinson called up with the group on September 1 from Sacramento. Played 49 games there and hit 286. With the Giants, only 85 at bats, but a solid 306 mark. There's that sinker smashed into the ground.
You know, we mentioned that Buster Posey playing first base tonight. Belt sick, Nunez sore back, days off for Span and Panic. So hey, it's the bench guys that Bruce Bochy tries to keep fresh out there.
Grant, brain cramp. Don't want you to go on the DL.
I'm not going on the DL.
Okay,
I'm answering the bell.
That's all I care. I want to keep you
I'm going to be in the lineup, Professor.
All right, like it. Check swing, and that's a strike. 1-2.
This is exactly where Clayton Richard needs to be. You know, part of his success has been going 1-2, 0-2. Quickly.
Foul back. Look at that dugout of the Giants with all the call-ups. You have to get a ticket to even see the game. You're in the second row. You just good luck.
They got assigned seating down there in the dugout?
I think so. 2 hopper to Sardinas. He fires across for the out, and Tomlinson is gone. 2 away, and here's the Padres defense tonight, brought to you by your San Diego County Ford dealers. The outfield has Jay in center, Dickerson in left, and Arcia, the right fielder, around the horn. Solarte, Sardinas, Schimpf, 3 S's, and then Myers at first. Norris, the catcher for Clayton Richard. With 2 outs, here's first baseman Buster Posey. Posey at 286 in the midst of a career drought in terms of home runs. He hasn't homered in 8 weeks. 8 weeks back into July. And he drills that one deep to left field, and it's down in the corner, and that ball is rattling around. Dickerson digs it out, and Posey is into second with a double. Solid contact there. Number 31 on the season. Everyone wondering, is there something wrong with Posey? Hasn't hit a home run for such a long period of time, and he says, I'm fine. And apparently he's the kind of player, he just isn't going to complain about anything, even if he might be less than 100%.
And this, when he gets out in front a little bit, the line drive over the third baseman's head. Yeah, you keep him in the ball yard. There are 2 outs. Now Clayton Richard can go against Hunter Pence, try to leave Buster Posey stranded out there. But you know, the home run drought, yeah, that's something. But if you make a mistake to Buster Posey, yeah, he'll hit an extra base hit on you as well.
Hunter Pence, by far and away the hottest Giant hitter. Had a couple of base knocks last night. 13 for the last 27. Raising his average up to 296. Best of the Giants. Just misses outside. 2-0.
Well, you got a base open, you got 2 outs, you got Crawford on deck. It would be lefty on lefty. You know, with the way that Clayton Richard has been pitching, he quickly gets ahead, but now finds himself 2-0 to Hunter Pence. And he's been swinging a hot bat with runners in scoring position as well lately.
Well out of play. Late on the swing. He's in the midst of a 6-game hitting streak, batting .583, 14 hits in the last 6 games.
And Dick, there's those numbers with the 2 outs and runners in scoring position, and even 300 for Pence. Bruce Bochy, that all familiar pose.
Yeah, prayerful.
Yeah.
Another shot, but well fouled down into the right field arcade. That one almost went out to the yard. Now that gentleman, when he brought a glove to the game, did he think he actually was going to get a chance? Yep. Nicely done. And to take that out of McCovey Cove. So 2-2 to Pence. Was a defensive swing.
Yeah, I was just about to say, in this situation, you do not have to throw Hunter Pence a strike. He will chase the fastball up. We just saw a pitch there that he fouled it on. Look where this pitch is. If that's taken, that's in the other batter's box.
Derek Norris out to talk things over with Clayton. Doesn't have to give a sign now. 2-2. He's got Posey out there at second base, so eliminates the possibility that Posey might be able to pick up a sign and signal it to Pence. Runner goes. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Might have been a distraction to the hitter as Posey raced for third and had that stolen standing. But Richard takes care of Pence, and there's no score after 1.
So some early BP the other day, just where he came out with no thoughts and just have him hit. Nobody out there, no expectations, just hit and just try to have some fun. And he hit some balls well that he likes. He repeated some swings and he felt something. He goes, oh, that feels pretty good. So for him to be able to take it into the game and hit that triple, and then also had, since then a few good hits the other way, and you can start to see that sense of heaviness lift off his shoulders, and so I think he's headed in the right direction.
Well, when you take into account some of the struggles that Will Myers has faced at the plate as of late, I was talking to Alan Zinter, and he said everything is hitting him all at once right now. If you take into account all of the expectations that the All-Star game had to deal with, the fact that he didn't really get a break because he was working through the All-Star break, and not only that, but also the fact this is the longest he's ever played in a season into September. So you put all those factors together, and it is certainly not easy, but Zinter is hoping that he gives Will the tools in order to deal with a slump in the future.
All right, thank you, Julie. And speaking of hitting, Yan Solarte wastes no time, drills a single to left field for the first Padre base hit. Ryan Schimpf, the batter, hitting .225. '18 home runs since July 1.
Just to elaborate what Julie was reporting on there, this game can bring you to your knees, man. It can humble you in a heartbeat. And it's tough.
Check swing. Did not go. That's how they've been pitching Schimpf, up around the letters and higher.
The high fastball, does he go? I thought he went. I thought he caught a break.
2-0. Shift is on. Crawford moves from the shortstop side over to the second base side. And 3-0. Adrianza, the third baseman, guards the entire left side. So 3 balls, no strikes. Does Andy Green give Schimpf the green light here?
I think it's got to be in that one happy zone. It's got to be like the size of a CD.
Right down the middle, 3-1.
Because we just talked about the home runs. One swing, 2-run shot for Ryan Schimpf. He's got that pop.
Manager Green, a little nod there. Maybe something happening as he looks out at Glenn Hoffman, the coach at third. High fly ball left field. Pagan tucks it away for the first down. Back to first base. Solarte, up to the plate, Alex Dickerson. Last time the Padres hooked 5 victories in a row, the nice little necklace, was 6 years ago. Part of a 7-game streak. They swept the 3 games after the All-Star break at Petco, and then the win last night, making it 4 straight. Win was also significant, but because it ended an 11-game losing streak. The Padres here at AT&T Park. They got some business taken care of last night. Dickerson, 1 home run away from double figures. His last hit was a home run against Colorado. Recent homestand. 0-2.
That 2010 season, a 90-win season for San Diego. That was a fun year.
Speaking of winning streaks, the Padres have gone through this entire year. Longest winning streak is 3. Maybe they're saving something special for the end. In the dirt. And the Giants, since the All-Star break, sweeping Arizona, that's the first time they've done that, a 3-game sweep since the All-Star break. So they've been suffering. A ball, 2 strikes. Roll to second, could be 2. There's 1 back to first base, not in time. Dickerson can run. We saw that again last night. For a big guy, when he gets out of that batter's box, he can make up some time up the line and safe on the fielder's choice.
Well, in a situation like that, as a hitter, first you're ticked off because it's the potential double play. Okay, you're just screaming and yelling inside of the box. Now you take out that frustration in a sprint down the first base line, and like you said, Dick, Dickerson can get down the line for a big kid, and he just beats it out to roll it over and keep the inning alive.
Brings up Oswaldo Arcia, the right fielder. Just 5 hits in 38 at bats, but 2 of the 5 home runs. Takes a strike. Breaking ball. Yeah, he's had some at bats with Minnesota, Tampa Bay, Miami, and San Diego, and add them all up, he's hitting .210 with 8 homers. His power has been very attractive, obviously, to many teams. It's a matter of how often can he make contact.
Let's take a look at Albert. Oh, we're so sorry, Uncle Albert. Pretty basic slide step there. Not a big follow through at all. Stands tall on the follow through. Doesn't get extended and reach out in front, and then maybe the big follow through on the backside as well.
Breaking ball bounces.
He's a rock thrower. I think of Arcia. I think of Dave Kingman. 4 teams 1 year. I know there's been other players, but Dave Kingman played for the Padres in that year where he played for 4 major league clubs in 1 season. Arcia under that category. That's a lot of traveling, yo.
I'd like to see Arcia hit one of those Kingman bombs.
There you go.
Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Dickerson at first base for the Padres here in the second, and that misses outside. Full count. So the last 3 times out against Colorado, the Cubs, and Atlanta.
Not a lot of innings, up and down on the hits. Pretty consistent with the earned runs.
Backs off the rubber as Posey came over to shout, hey, I'm not going to be holding them on here, so don't pick me off. Dickerson off with the pitch.
Derek Brock, first base coach, will be in the ear of Dickerson.
Line drive foul. Dickerson will U-turn and make it back to first base. Final game of this 3-game series, a day game tomorrow, folks. So be on the air at 12:30. Luis Perdomo for San Diego against the All-Star Madison Bumgarner. Mad Bum going for his 100th career win. Right field, and Pence is there. Padres gone in the second. It'll be Brandon Crawford and the Giants starting things home half of the second. The Giants, can they make the postseason? Here's a tough loss against the Cubs. They've been involved in more one-run decisions than any team in baseball and haven't won their share since the All-Star break. Jeff Samardzija takes the loss last night against the Padres.
Very tough second half for the Giants that's been well documented. As you look at the flags there, the trophies 10, 12, 14, 16 question mark. You know, I think it's going to be very, very tough for the Giants to make the playoffs. Why? Well, their pen kind of questionable right now. The bench I think is very, very light, and they're beat up. I mean, you know, sure they're fielding their veteran guys stuff, but they're beat up, and I don't think really they have enough to sustain to possibly get into the playoffs.
The Mets won tonight, so the Giants lead in the wild card. Only one game at the moment over New York. St. Louis is coming here for the weekend. That's going to decide a lot about the wild card possibilities. I just have a hunch they're going to make it, that they're going to pull things together. One thing for certain, they've got the sellout crowd after sellout crowd to support them. And Bochy knows how to get them to the finish line. Crawford with the count 2-1 will be followed by Hernandez and Brown. This will be the 478th consecutive sellout. Last time they didn't, we were there, Mark Grant, the final series in 2010 when it came down the wire between the Padres and the Giants.
That long ago.
That long ago.
You know, time flies when you're having fun.
And they've had a lot of baseball fun here in the city by the bay. 3-1. And the leadoff walk. That's something Clayton Richard doesn't offer very often. That'll bring up Gorky's Hernandez. Lots of good eating, and the Padre fans having fun up in San Francisco. How can you not? Oh, is that, where's Tanya? Oh yeah, there she is, the blonde lady in the second row behind the young girls.
Does a great job with her crew on our charters.
I mean, she does everything but load the luggage and then go up and pilot the plane. She's masterful. Getting ready to take us over to Colorado to Denver tomorrow. First pitch strike to Hernandez. Hernandez, 29, Venezuela. There's that pickoff move, and they didn't get him. A late tag by Myers. He motioned to the dugout that he thought he got him. And let's see if the Padres are going to challenge this. Here's the replay. They had him leaning.
What a great move by Clayton Richard. Oh yeah, he got it.
That's not even close.
Yeah, got him on the right quad.
Yeah. Crawford knows that he's about to take a trot to the dugout. Yeah, that's what was the umpire, first base umpire Blakely looking at there?
Maybe, you know, he was kind of blocked by Crawford. Maybe he thought he whiffed. But you're right, clearly the replay indicates he was tagged.
That shouldn't take long in New York to make that decision. And the word has come through all the way to the West Coast. You are out. One of the best pickoff moves in the game, Clayton Richard. He's able to perch up on that leg, had that knee just locked. You don't know which way he's going to go. Helping himself there with the pickoff move.
I've always believed there's no reason if you're a left-hander not to have a good pickoff move. That's something you can practice each and every day to get better at. And as the leg comes up, okay, you can't break that plane of the rubber, and then it's a 90-degree angle, and just that little hesitation to where it looks like he's going to go to the plate, and Crawford was picked.
A lot of the base stealers also will tell you that, especially with left-handers, when they're looking at the plate, they're going to come over to first base, and you saw Richard as he was perched up there, his head turned to the plate. That kind of gives that runner a thought that, well, he's not going to come over here. Sayonara. Sharp hit right up the middle by Hernandez, so that pickoff does indeed help Richard and the Padres. 1 out single. His 8th hit. And here's Trevor Brown, the young catcher.
Well, when a pitcher's throwing well like Clayton Richard, you got to be short, quick to the baseball, utilize the big part of the field. That's exactly what Hernandez did on that single to center.
Richard making certain who's covering here. Ryan Schimpf nodded. Brown, 248 average with 5 home runs. He's an infielder at UCLA. Close but no call. 1-0. '69 games used against left-handers by Bruce Bochy. He's got some power. Outside, 2-0.
Well, you think that Billy Hayes, the first base coach for the Giants, has got a tether on Gorky Hernandez over there at first base after that pickoff move to Brandon Crawford. See what type of lead he takes over there. Well, not a bad lead, not a short lead. And now, see, there's the courtesy move. There's the old, okay, I'm here. I'm just not even going to show you my best move yet. I'd give him one more courtesy move.
Right field. Arcia comes in to make the grab. And there's 2 away. Well, our Arco top-tier player profile is featuring Clayton Richard since August 14th, the lowest ERA in the majors. He's second to John Lester of the Cubs. How about that?
Yeah, not a lot of work out of the stretch. He feels better, obviously, in the windup, and also his pitch is working for him. Utilizing more of his pitches and making that fastball, that two-seamer especially, be very, very effective down the zone. I tell you, when he misses in the zone, it's down. You know, he'll go up and out of the zone by design, but he's consistently down in the zone.
Adrianza pulls that one foul. Another Venezuelan, 27. Adrianza, switch hitter. A career .211 hitter this season, much better. But he's had only 39 at bats, 11 hits. So Bruce Bochy using several players tonight that have not seen a lot of action on the major league level. Another foul ball past third.
Oh,
that's one of the ball dudes.
Where'd it go? Where'd it go?
I like what they do here at San Francisco. The ball dudes are, I think they have to be 50 or older.
Yeah.
And sometimes they'll have the dudettes, the husband and wife team, one guarding the right field line, one the left.
Well, this is 64 years young Doug Kirk. He lives in Windsor. He's got 4 children. He's a vice principal at Cardinal Newman High School in Santa Rosa.
I love it.
Good for you, Doug. And you know what? He did keep the ball in front of him, right?
Knocked it down.
He played goalie for his college soccer team. So he didn't let the ball get by him.
Oh, that's... You gotta give him at least a B-.
Good for him. You bet.
He's into it. Taking time to cheer on with the rest of the fans. I saw him coming into the park today. How's it going? He said, hubba hubba. The pitch and a fly ball to left field. Dickerson has to hurry, and he can't get there. Running all the way is Hernandez as that ball drops in left field. Boy, it seemed to hang up there forever. A perfect, that's a Texas Leaguer Deluxe. You look it up in the baseball dictionary. Just a little fly ball that the shortstop couldn't get, nor the left fielder.
Yeah, I didn't see the first jump of Alex Dickerson. Maybe he was fooled by the swing, but the swing, so take a look. Does he catch it out in front? He's out in front of it, so he just kind of one-hands it underneath it. Now this ball's up there high enough, long enough to where you think, yeah, that ball's got to be caught. And it looks like Dickerson had a bead on it. Well, there's 2 outs, runners at the corners. Now the pitcher's up. Well, Clayton Richard's got to make a good pitch here.
Suarez has 3 hits and 17 at bats. foul tip. Now you reflect on the inning. Crawford leadoff walk, but picked off. And that has saved Richard to the moment. Weak wave there. 0-2.
Just keep the two-seamers down and away. He will swing. Don't throw one over the plate.
Got him swinging. No damage done. Giants leave 2. We finish 2 at AT&T. No score. In Padres history, brought to you by Geico. This date, 2006, 10 years ago, Padres won 10-0 at Cincinnati, and Mike Piazza hits his last home run as a catcher, extending his record to .396. Credentials for baseball's Hall of Fame. Dave Winfield fan with us here at AT&T. Another Hall of Famer.
Love the big glove in deep left center field.
Four-fingered glove. Huh?
Yep. They gave the other one to the Dodgers, they say.
Needless to say, we don't have to examine which digit.
That's the standing joke here in San Francisco.
Derek Norris to start things for the Padres in the third. Then the pitcher Richard, and Jay, the leadoff man, takes a strike. With the, not to pour it on Buster Posey, but with the 8-week drought home runs, it's surprising that Norris has more home runs than Posey, 13 to 12 on the season, even though Posey's batting average is 100 points higher.
I don't see how catchers do it. I mean, it's something that has just amazed me since day one playing this game of baseball, and I mean any level, to be successful. Calling a game, catching 145. You know, Buster Posey's caught 147, 145, 145. You know, the last few years.
What's that?
He's even in the crouch at first base.
Yeah. Better be a hot tub. It's too cold for a swimming pool.
Another strike taken by Norris. It's 2-2. Outside, full count.
You know, there'd be those games in the middle of summer, and I'm sitting on the bench, and I see Mark Parent or Benito Santiago or Dave Valley or Bruce Bochy, and they are just sweating like you know what. And they just lined out. They're ticked off. Now they got to put the gear on and go squat behind home plate when it's 100 degrees.
Up the middle, and that's going to squeak through. A single for Derek Norris to open this third inning. Well, and what fans, not only it's the foul tips and all the nicks and bumps you have to take back there, but they have to be as cerebral as well. You're calling the game. You've got to make that pitcher happy. You've got to set up the hitters. You've got to make the pitches look good. I mean, it is the most demanding position by far in this game.
And a nice swing by Derek Norris, playing a little pepper with the center fielder there for a base knock.
But you know the nice thing about being a catcher?
What's that?
You don't have your back to the plate.
No, that's true.
You get to see the entire game. It unfolds before your very eyes. Richard up there. See if he can butt him along. Takes high, ball one.
Well, he is a good athlete. He can't swing the bat. Let's see if they put the butcher boy on. Show bunt, pull back, full swing. But the key is, got to put that ball on the ground. You hit it on the line, you might get that runner at first doubled up.
Takes high again. That should have been a strike. He has one successful sacrifice since rejoining the Padres. Licking his chops. Maybe he's got the hit sign here. Nope. And a foul. 2 balls and a strike. It took a funny bounce off the front edge of home plate. Umpire Meals out there to do a little landscaping. Hoffman giving the signs. It's almost as if the dirt in front of the plate wasn't flush with the home dish. Two on one. Not a very good attempt there. So he stares down at Hoffman to see with 2 strikes, is he still bunting?
Probably.
The plate, no play at second, so Richard with 2 strikes on him gets the job done. Moves his teammate Norris into scoring position, gives Jay and Sardinius a chance to put the Padres on the board.
Every weekday morning, Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp go head to head on the day's hottest sports topics, undisputed with Skip and Shannon. Weekdays at 9:30 a.m. Eastern, 6:30 a.m. Pacific, only on FS1.
So the Padres a runner in scoring position. John Jay fly to center field his first time. Swing and a miss. Oh, back in my disc jockey days.
Oh, spinning the wax.
100 years ago, there was a hit song. Kitty Callan sang a song, Little Things Mean a Lot.
Okay.
She must have been a baseball fan, because the little things do mean so much in this game, and there's one of them. Being able to sacrifice, get that runner into scoring position. Yes, little things mean a lot.
And you know what? When a pitcher does that, the greeting that you get in your dugout from your teammates, it goes a long way. I mean, they're up. You know the old adage is, or the old line is, hey, that's a half an RBI if he scores for you. Obviously, it's not a statistic, but they're pointing across to you that, hey, you got that guy in the scoring position to help your own cause. So, hey, they're greeting you high fives, patting you on the backside, and it's a good feeling when you get that sacrifice down.
You bet. 2-1 now to John Jay. You handled the bat pretty good, did you? I mean,
you know what? I wasn't the best, but I wasn't the worst. You know, I was kind of like half and half.
Just like a half an RBI.
Yeah.
But the half was always full.
Yes.
Knowing you, that glass is always half full.
And you know what? The bat always gave me problems. Ever since, you know, professional high school, my coach took the bat out of my hands. He DH'd for me, so I didn't hit in high school. In fact, I'm going to sue that guy.
3-1 to Jay, and he loops one to left field. That's going to fall for a base hit, but Norris had to hold, so he moves up 90. And it's 1st and 3rd for the Padres with one out here in the 3rd. And Jay dunks one into shallow left. Time now for Quicken Loans Rocket Arms, the lowest opposing average in the National League as a team. The Cubs 210. Man, you're not going to have big salaries when you hit 210 on the season. Dodgers, Nationals, Giants, and the Marlins. Sardinius grounded to first. Back in the 1st inning. Norris at 3rd. Jay at 1st. One out. That's a strike.
Hey, with runners in scoring position in this situation here, Suarez has gone to the curveball. Good first pitch strike.
They're playing for a double play up the middle. Adrianza at 3rd is at the edge of the grass. Hit to him. He'll come to the plate. That misses inside, outside actually. A ball and a strike. Just in these limited time with the Padres, Sardinius looks to be a bit more consistent hitting from the left side. Batting .316 in fact. Triple hitting left-handed last night.
Yeah, going into this game, 38 at bats from the left side, 19 from the right side.
Padres' best chance here in the 3rd. Ball gets away for a moment from catcher Brown. And Sardinius squaring as if maybe a little safety squeeze was on. Yeah, always nice to see that number 19 every ballpark we go.
There's the arsenal tonight for Suarez. Tonight 73 heavy on the fastball. He's got a pretty good number 2 as well. The curveball he's dropped in for strikes a handful of times.
Close watch on John Jay. He'll attempt occasionally a steal, Jay, but not a serious threat. Has only 2 steals all year. Went to the off speed.
Another good curveball. Great location as well. Looks like this pitch splits the heart of the plate. Look at that. From the belt buckle to the shoe tops.
That levels the count. 2-2. Will Myers next.
Is he going to throw over here?
50 pitches now for Suarez to get 7 outs.
All-star.
Here comes the curveball. He can throw it for a strike, but he's got to really protect. This is where you bounce it.
Line to left center field. That's in the alley and cut off by Pagan, but that'll score Derek Norris easily, and the Padres have a 1-0 lead. Sardinius delivers. That's where he hit his triple last night.
Well, he had 2 strikes on him. He threw a dandy of a curveball prior to that. He just didn't bounce this one. Now, pitcher throws the first strike. The hitter knows that. Well, look at where this one is left on contact. Just above the knees, and Sardinia stays on it, not trying to pull it. Hits it where it was pitched. And ain't that Purdy driving in a run.
And that gets some action out of the dugout of the Giants and heading down to the bullpen area. Josh Osich first up. Dave Righetti, the pitching coach, to the mound to talk with Suarez. And Osich, the lefty, in a hurry and is heating up. Well, there's good news and bad news on the scoreboard for the Giants fans. The good news, the Dodgers lost to the Yankees 3-0. The bad news, the other 2 teams fighting with the Giants for the wild card, the Mets and the Cardinals, have both won tonight. Cardinals beat the Cubs 4-2. Myers, chance to add to the Padre lead here. 2 on with 1 out. Takes low. He grounded to short his first time. 3 singles in the inning. Derek Norris, John Jay, and now Sardinas, the RBI base hit. Way outside. I know I've worn this statistic out, but it's one of my favorites. Scoring first and how it correlates to victory. The Padres, even though as on the season are 24 games below 500, when they score first, that's not the kind of team they are. They're 41-23. They scored first last night.
Now that is significant.
Ground ball to short, made for 2. There's 1 back to first. Double play. Crawford to Tomlinson to Posey, and the Padres are gone in the 3rd, but they take a 1-0 lead.
I've had him here before. He's one of my favorite. I've coached a lot of guys. He's one of my favorite, definitely. Obviously, all these guys are talented, but his work ethic is outstanding. And it was when he was here before, and it's even better now. He's a little bit older. He knows his strengths. He does his homework. It's just a pleasure to work with him. Plus, he gives us a veteran presence in our rotation. And he's been going deep into games after relieving the last 2 years, which is very difficult to do. And our other kids are kind of following suit.
Pitching coach Darren Balsley says that he sees Clayton Richard get stronger and stronger with every outing. And at the beginning there of that clip when he said he's one of his favorite, get this, guys, he said in his top 3, Clayton Richard cracks that. Among those also Jake Peavy and Trevor Hoffman, but not necessarily in that order.
Boy, that's high compliment, huh? Put them in that category. Back off the glove of Richard, backing up as Sardinius, and he can't get it. Oh, he does! I'm going to challenge that one. First base umpire Blakeney, who made a mistake himself on a call earlier that featured the double play ball, and I think he missed this one as well, but we'll see. We're going to challenge. Ball deflected by Richard. If he's out, it's 1-6-3. That kept it out of center field. Pagan looking at the play.
He's off the bag, huh?
Yeah. And Myers trying to keep contact, and yeah, if he had maintained contact, might have gotten him, but he's safe.
You know what I don't understand though, and I've never played first base, but I think that should his foot be closer to home plate he's on the outfield side of the bag and the throws towards home plate. If his foot is more on the home plate side of the first base corner.
Yeah, it's such a field position in that regard that base becomes part of your being, and he is safe. So an infield hit for Pagan to open the third. Umpire Blakeney having a bad night. 2 reversals in the first 3 innings.
That's 4 points, right? 2 for a reversal.
That's right. And wrestling is running up and missing his bunt tries. Tomlinson, that was the bunt for a base hit, but if you don't get a hit, maybe you move the runner up. Grounded to short his first time.
Yeah, not a bad idea because Myers holding on that runner, so a little push bunt to the first base side, possibly.
Fouled away. Well, I know you're a big movie buff. You look at this young Tomlinson, and you're going to give him a nickname based on superhero movies.
Clark Kent?
Doesn't he? Wouldn't he be a good Clark Kent? Wonder what kind of t-shirt
well,
he
hopefully
has.
there's no phone booths around. Nobody goes with a phone booth anymore, so we can get change into that Superman outfit. Get a grounder right here.
Inside, but not by much. 1-2.
When's the last time you got a busy signal?
Ground ball deep at short. They'll go the short way and get the force. Not even close at first base. But that erases Pagan. Tomlinson at first. 6-4 on the play. 1 out, and Posey the batter. You see the numbers on the right sleeve of the Giants. 2 of former Giants, New York and San Francisco, have passed in the last year. Number 12. Davenport, Jim Davenport, and number 20, Monty Irvin on the right sleeve.
Yeah, a couple of good baseball guys there in the Giants family. Got to know Jimmy Davenport for many years, and boy, what a great instructor, a great coach he was. Managed the Giants for a year as well.
Good swing by Posey, but no contact. Doubled his first time. Comes out shaking that left hand. Bad September for the All-Star. He'd be a good poker player. Can't read him at all. No emotion.
He's thrown over right here. See how he kept looking at first base when he threw over that time?
Yeah.
Have to keep an eye on that.
Mixing it up. His serious move is when he goes, looks to the plate.
Yeah.
All part of the scam, shell game. In the dirt, 1-1. Hit .292 with 11 home runs before the break. Only 1 home run since. That's just hard to believe.
Well, we talked about Buster yesterday, and there's a couple of factors. One is, he's 29 years old. He's still relatively young, but all those games caught, that catches up to you. I believe that. And also has been dealing with the hip problems, the lower back problems. He still hits the ball hard at times, but the home runs are just down.
Could be 2. No, it gets by Sardinius and into left field, and running all the way Tomlinson. He'll make it to third. And Posey 2 for 2 tonight. Off the bat, it appeared that was going to be a double play, but enough pop behind that swing that Sardinius couldn't get to it. So the Giants trailing 1-0, threaten here, first and third with 1 out.
Under the glove, under the wrist. If that glove's down, if that glove is down, that ball hits him in the wrist. He like overdove on that one.
A break for the Giants. Hunter Pence struck out swinging the first time. Infield back. Want to give themselves a chance at a double play.
Hunter Pence going with the knickers tonight. The pants are above the knees.
Yeah, they're just going to be wearing them mid-thigh before the season's over.
I love that.
And there's a purpose to that. It gives the umpire the sense, visual sense, that the strike zone's higher. You may not get the strike at the knees if you're the pitcher. Line drive, right field, fair ball. Tomlinson scores to tie it. Posey is to third. And here's the throw in, and they'll hold Posey at third. It's tied at 1. And there's Pence extending his hitting streak to 7. He has been red hot.
We talk about players, they play with reckless abandon defensively. They're diving all over the place. Well, how about the swing of Hunter Pence? We talked about that too as well. Not really the prototypical type swing. First pitch trying to jam him, and then he's unbelievable. His backside's going towards the Giants dugout, his front side going down the first baseline, and then the swing. Watch his backside. His backside's towards the Giants dugout, and then the front side, the hands thrown towards the Padres dugout, and the double down the line.
It's amazing.
Not picture perfect at all, but great results for Pence.
Now Brandon Crawford, runners at second and third. The roller to first base. Myers comes to the plate, and he is safe. Did Myers hit the first base bag? There is an out at first, and almost a double play. But Posey does score, and it's 2-1 Giants. Credit Brandon Crawford with his 79th RBI.
Well, this ball couldn't have been hit more perfectly for Will Myers, because as soon as he gets this baseball, he steps on first for the out, and then the throw. Derek Norris got to create a lane. There it is, and looks like he gets his left foot in. Couldn't have been placed any more perfectly.
That's going to be challenged.
Ooh, you know what? That's a this is a different look here.
This may be a double play. Where's the foot of Posey? Often when you're sliding, that foot comes up.
Oh, I got out. He's out.
And that is a remarkable double play if indeed it's overruled the call. You got the crew chief, Meals, making the call. And the fans see the replay, and of course they're going to try to influence, but no, that didn't take long at all. He's out. What a double play. Myers, heady, gets to first base for 1 out and fires, and we've said that all along. He has such a strong arm at first base, and he doesn't hold up. And that is an amazing 3-2 double play. All right, thank you, Michael. 1 run on 6 hits for the Giants. The Padres have the run on 3 hits. Solarte, the batter, singled his first time. The reaction in that last double play by Will Myers is extraordinary. To be able to field the ball, hit the bag, throw accurately, and he does get it off quickly, and then Norris able to make the quick tag. That would talk about a bang double play. Low and inside. 1-2, and we'll show it to you again. And Norris had just enough of his left leg, and he gave an opening for Posey to slide, but his left leg got just enough of the sliding Posey to lift him away from the plate as he made the tag. That goes in a highlight film for the year.
Yeah, and the ball could not have been placed any more perfectly off the bat of Crawford for Will Myers for that momentum to tag the bag and make the throw. It was almost as if he just fielded a ground ball and it didn't even break stride to get the first out by stepping on the bag. It was perfect.
So what could have been a big inning for the Giants. And they thought they had a 2-1 lead and still alive. Instead becomes a double play. And the game is even at 1. And inside, Solarte, after being down 2 strikes, earns a leadoff walk. That's the first given up by Suarez.
That's a nice bounce back right there by Yangervis Solarte, being in the whole 0-2 and then drawing a free pass.
Brings up Ryan Schimpf. Fly to left field his first time. Bullpen is quiet for the Giants. They've got plenty of arms available for Bruce Bochy. 19 pitchers in uniform tonight. High strike. Now in his 10th season here in San Francisco, Bochy. Check swing. Yeah, he went around. 0-2 on Schimpf. Bochy needs only 12 more wins to tie Dusty Baker as the second winningest manager in Giants franchise history. Got to go back to John McGraw. No one's going to pass him.
Yeah. Back in the New York days, right? John
Absolutely.
McGraw?
You bet. Fly ball back is short. Long run for left fielder. Pagan can't get there. Well, it's a lot of real estate out there in left. That's the 3rd ball tonight that isn't hit very hard, but the left fielder unable to get to it. So first and second is Solarte moves up on the blue pit by Schimpf.
And with that base hit, there's action in the Giants bullpen as Schimpf, big swing, kind of got jammed straight up in the air. Now I was ready to mark 7 in my scorebook on this one.
Yeah.
As Pagan, not even close.
And there goes Dave Righetti to the mound again. That's a mission to give Osich time to get loose. Shouldn't take him too long. He was warming up earlier. A walk in a blue pit. No one out, and the Padres threaten to break the 1-1 tie. You're allowed 30 seconds on your visit. The clock is down to 0.
Well, they're using every last second, aren't they?
Plus. Alex Dickerson grounded into a fielder's choice his first time. I have a feeling that the noose is tightening on Suarez. He probably won't be allowed to face another man should Dickerson reach safely here. Infield set for 2. High fly ball, shallow right, Pence out, Tomlinson in, and Pence will make the play. 1 away. He got his pitch just under it a bit, Dickerson.
Well, first pitch curveball, and he hacked at it, just getting underneath it.
Brings up Oswaldo Arcia. He flied to right his first time. Solarte at second, Schimpf at first. Ball gets away. It's a strike at the plate on a swing and a miss. A runner's advance. Solarte to third and Schimpf to second on the wild pitch.
Well, I've said this a number of times, and Suarez has done it. First pitch breaking ball, runners in scoring position. Now he's really got some work to do. And this is one of my keys to the game. Clutch hits and crunch time. This is crunch time. A couple of guys out there to break the 1-1 tie.
Got to be a little more patient though on the curveball. And he rips that one on the line to Posey. No double play chance. 2 away.
Nothing you can do there. That's a hang with him. Squared it up. Just happened to find the glove of Posey.
Derek Norris with first base open. Singled and scored the Padre run in the third. See if they pitch to him. Nope, they're already signaling they're going to give him 4 wide ones. Leave it to Clayton Richard. And Richard has 1 hit and 9 at bats this year. He'll get his swings. One more and the bases will be loaded. Well, the Pacific Coast League Championship round underway. The Padres top team El Paso leading in the top of the 9th inning at home against the Oklahoma City Dodgers. Nice. 7-5. We'll update that one for you. That's the best of 5 for the PCL championship.
Yeah, good luck to Rod Barajas, the manager, and pitching coach Bronswell Patrick. Morgan Burkhart, the hitting coach down there. Way to go, Chihuahuas. Hold on and win that one.
Clayton Richard with the Padre over every pillow. Solarte alert there at third base in case one gets away. Line drive to left field. That's hit well. Pagan going back and makes the play. Well, he did get a good cut. Couldn't quite get it up the alley. Padres lead 3. It remains tied at 1. Bottom of the fourth. Time for our Bill Howe play of the game. Crawford ground ball right to the first baseman Myers. Touch the bag, throw home. Tag made. A double play. A 3-2 double play. You don't see many of those. And after the challenge, Jerry Meals indicating yes, indeed, the runner Posey was out. That took exactly from the time the ball was hit till the time Posey was tagged, 4 seconds to get 2 outs. Oh, no wonder I love that double play. That's not as poetic as the ones up the middle.
Right.
But that was incredible.
Everything working perfectly the Padres way. A perfect strike from Will Myers and creating the lane, Derek Norris, and the quick swipe tag. You got to credit Derek Norris getting that baseball and then the quick swipe tag to get Buster Posey where that injury took place, which made that whole rule, right? The Buster Posey rule.
My night's complete. I'm getting out of here. That's it.
Take the rest
I'm
of
satisfied. I got my money's worth. All the rest is bonus. Trevor Brown, Adrianza, and the pitcher spot here in the 4th inning. You have a feeling that they might go to a pinch hitter. And the first pitch, a strike to Brown, who lined to right field his first time up. Or check that, Hernandez first. That's right, he was about to hit. And lines that off the glove of Solarte. He's taking a turn at first. Solarte hustles and falls down. But fortunately for the Padres, Hernandez pulled up thinking that there was no chance for him to make second. Shows you how I'd gone back to my scorebook. I'd already ruled Crawford out on the first baseman unassisted and the run scored. Wow. So that's why Hernandez was lost in the process.
Well, this hot smash finds the glove of Solarte, but wow. You know, I'd like to see where that ball hit in the glove, because if that hits in the webbing, how does the ball carry? Oh, we'll have a good look at it right here, off the fingers maybe, and then it, oh, in the webbing, and then it acts as like a slingshot. Sends it on its way over towards the stands.
So Brookies Hernandez is 2 for 2. Leadoff man on again. Trevor Brown, the catcher, lined up the first time. Field slicing into foul territory, out of play. Seven hits now for the Giants. 1-1 tie. Leadoff man Hernandez at first. Tied him up. 1-2 the count to Trevor Brown. High school in Valencia, California. Matriculated at UCLA. A couple of Bruins in the starting lineup for the Giants tonight. Brown and shortstop Brandon Crawford. Line drive caught by Schimpf. A soft liner. One away. And our Ram Trucks tools of the trade tonight.
More love to left-hander Clayton Richard with the two-seam fastball, which has sinking action to it, hence the name. Yeah, it's a sinker, but it's the two-seam grip down and in to Charlie Blackmon. See you later. Carlos Gonzalez at the two-seamer. Now he can also spot it on the outside part of the plate. After this pitch here down and in, watch how Clayton Richard will go away with the two-seamer or in over the heart of the plate. It's a very successful pitch for him. catch the ground ball. Infielders are very, very busy when he is on his game with that two-seam sinker out of the hand of Clayton Richard.
Brings up the number 8 hitter, A-Ray Adrianza. Loop to single to left field. And Josh Osich is throwing again in the bullpen the 3rd time, so it appears a pinch hitter will be used here in the 4th.
Osich throwing a no-hitter down there.
Fly ball hit well to center field, but Jay, good beat on it. Makes the grab. It's a long out off the bat of Adrianza. Well, it appears Suarez is slowly walking to the plate, looking to the dugout as if he's expecting to get the hook. Not the case. Osich getting in his bullpen work tonight. 3 times up, 3 times down. In the inning, an infield hit, a line drive off the glove of Solardi at 3rd, soft liner to 2nd. Trevor Brown, and then Adrianza, line drive to center field deep.
Well, the line drive, it's a two-seamer. He wants to bury it inside right, and he gets on the fist down by the label, and Schimpf is there. Big first out after that leadoff single by Hernandez.
1-1.
He does such a good job both sides of the plate, Clayton Richard. Down and away to righties, in. We saw that off the bat of Trevor Brown.
Suarez was up with runners in scoring position in the 2nd inning and struck out. And he falls behind 1-2. You know, it'd be tough to be a narcissist and play here, because you got your likeness up there as you look at the picture. There you are up on the scoreboard.
Yeah.
And, you know, someone plagued with narcissism
just goes to show you.
Just stand looking at themselves. Huh?
You got to really bear it down. They have that batter's eye in center field, and the scoreboard is above that. But you're right.
Yeah.
Just goes to show you the concentration that you have to maintain when you're at the plate, trying to catch that ball out of the pitcher's hand.
So pretty. A swing and a miss, strike 3. Now I got to learn how to say it. 4 innings in the books. It's tied at 1. Baseball brought to you by Saquon Casino. Sign up for the new Padres club card today. By Jack in the Box. Try the new Smoky Jack. Taste it before it's gone. And by Mercury Insurance. We're on a mission to save you money. Log on to mercuryinsurance.com today. Narcissism. That's what it is. Narcissist, if you are suffering from narcissism. And it would be really tough here on a guy that had that problem.
I mean, your mug is up there on the big screen.
Yes, you can. Wouldn't that be something? Just hey, time out. I just want to look at myself. I'm really looking good.
This is interesting here. We got a Padre fan and a Dodger fan. The Dodger fan here in San Francisco.
John Jay in the top of the order for the Padres in the 5th inning. And he fouls it back. Jay singled to left field the last time. Padres got their run in the 3rd inning. A leadoff hit by Norris, a single. Jay moved him to second with his blue pit, and then Sardinha scored the run on a line drive to left. George Cantos is the new man in the bullpen, the right-hander for the Giants. Josh Osich has put in his night's work.
Yeah, he's icing right now in the clubhouse somewhere.
Foul tip, strike 3 for Suarez. That's his first strikeout.
Major League Baseball returns Saturday with 2 huge games. First on Fox, Big Papi and the Red Sox battle the rival Yankees. It's at 9:30 a.m. Pacific. Then on FS1, the Tigers collide with the EL Central leading Cleveland Indians at 12:30 Pacific. Or watch both games live on Fox Sports Go.
Wow, those are 2 good games. Ground ball right side, gloved nicely by Posey, and turns in the 3-1 putout, denying Sardinha the hit. Posey fielding his position at first rather nicely tonight.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the San Diego Padres and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres.
Will Myers, the hitter, has grounded to short twice, once into a double play. 1-1 tie here in the 5th. Padres with 5 hits. The Giants with 7. Each team has left 6 men on base. Check that the Padres 5 and the Giants 5. Breaking ball in there.
Hey, more action, Dick.
Stephen Okert. We saw him last night briefly.
Yeah.
Count remains 1-2. Tough to pull that pitch breaking away from you. And in the first half of the season, as Myers earned his way into the All-Star game, he hit a lot of those balls to right center field.
Yeah, he was wearing it out. With that said, Hunter Pence in right field. He's on the deep side.
Two and 2. 80 pitches now for Albert Suarez. Center field, base hit. Didn't get it on the sweet spot, but able to drive it up the middle, and the Padres have a man aboard with 2 outs here in the 5th inning.
Did you see him carve that one to center? Watch his hands. His hands are going to be low. The bat's going to be low. He's going to get those hands through and then get that bat out in front. That's just a good old-fashioned swing, fighting it off, sending it to center field.
25 stolen bases for Myers this year, so he is a threat with 2 outs. Highest average by a switch hitter in the National League. VR at Milwaukee, Hernandez Philadelphia, and Solarte with a hit tonight, 286. In front of Walker and Pagan. More and more, as much as a lot of fans hated to see Jace Headley go, the developments have shown that Solarte's have a much superior season.
Well, he does not get cheated, that's for sure. Looks like Jan is kind of choking up on that shillelagh as well, just a little bit.
With 2 outs, the outfield moves back another 3 steps. Doubles at defense. See the sign behind Solarte. Cardinals in for 4 games starting Thursday night. Ooh, that was close. Myers not reacting very quickly.
Yeah, this is as a runner, you're diving to the outfield part of the first base bag. Longer tag for the first baseman.
He's swimming, huh? He barely got his hand back.
Yeah, I think Posey whiffed. Tough to tell.
No challenge. A ball and a strike. Solarte hitting in the cleanup spot tonight. He singled to left and walked.
Well, I'm looking for Solarte to do some damage. 3rd time around for Jan. Even count here. He has seen all the pitches from Suarez. See if he can do some damage here.
That was a tease by Myers. He was dancing out there as if to say, look at me, I might be going. And Suarez reacting with a good throw over to Posey. Fly ball slicing into the left field bullpen area and away from Pagan.
See what a foul ball will bring to you. Happiness.
Souvenir smile.
Yeah, it's a magical moment for these fans. Any fan.
Doesn't matter if they're 3 years old or 103. Yeah.
I wonder if now Suarez is going to drop the old number 2 on Solarte here with that curveball.
Boy, every one of those pickoff tries have been close. Way out in front. Well, it was down in that corner last night that Hector Sanchez was able to drop a home run inside the right field foul pole.
Oh, how sweet. Good for him. That's great.
Got her giant sweatshirt on. 2-2 now to Solarte. Myers edges off a little farther. And a roller to second base. Easy play there for Tomlinson. And the inning comes to an end. We're at the halfway mark in this one. 4.5 in the books. The Giants won. The Padres won. Harris game summary. The Padres scored in the 3rd inning. Luis Sardiña's single brought in Derek Norris for a 1-0 lead, and the Giants tied it on the double by Hunter Pence into the right field corner. They thought they had the lead 2-1 on this play as Myers hits home plate with a throw. The runner is called save Posey, but on the review reversed. And there's a long high drive to left field. Dickerson goes back, and the ball is gone. First ball hunting. Angel Pagan, number 11, and that breaks the tie 2-1. Just into the first row in right field.
Well, Clayton has been doing a good job this year of keeping the ball in the yard. Prior to this game, 45+ innings, 2 home runs. That was a breaky ball that edged right into the swing path and speeding up the bat of Angel Pagan. Suarez rooting on his teammates.
He's the pitcher of record. He has his 5 innings in. Ground ball up the middle, base hit. A sharp single for Tomlinson. The Giants reading the offerings now of Clayton Richard. I have 9 hits, but the big blow from that man, Angel Pagan, home run number 11.
You know, it's not so much that it was a bad pitch to Pagan. It was just poorly located. Doesn't mean, you know, it was a slider slash curveball. Doesn't mean you can't throw him one. Here it is again. It's worth another look. See the glove of Derek Norris. He wants to bury that one down and in, but out of the hand on contact. Look at on contact. That's hard to the plate. Derek has got to reach, anticipating that ball coming across the plate and right into the swing path of Angel Pagan.
Javier Lopez, left-hander now in the bullpen for the Giants. We're going to see a lot of pitchers tonight. Buster Posey. Double and a single for Posey.
Clayton Richard has proven before that since he's been out on that hill, you know, you have a little bit of adversity coming your way. You can make one good pitch and get 2 outs. Where that Posey can hit the ball on the ground with the best of them. He does not have blazing speed.
In fact, he leads the Giants grounding into double plays. Now this time it's a high fly ball, shallow and right. Arcia for the first down. Cleanup hitter Hunter Pence. So his last 3 outings, Clayton Richard giving up only 1 earned run. He gives up a lot of hits, but only 1 earned run. Tonight, 2 runs on 9 hits, and 1 out here in the 5th inning.
Yeah, and those hits are going to be grounders that find the hole, right? We see that quite a bit with Clayton Richard, but a lot of those times are at the infielders to turn a double play.
Pence struck out and then doubled in the run. A shot into the right field corner you just saw. Breaking ball low and in. Beautiful ball yard here in San Francisco. In fact, I think in the vote, the Padres getting the #1 vote of AT&T was 2. Low again.
Well, if Home Alone 3 comes out, Hunter Pence could take the spot of Daniel Stern, that's for sure.
That's a good call.
He will fit right in. I understand they've done Home Alone 3. If they do Home Alone 12, then Hunter Pence will fit right in.
Got that wild eyes, doesn't it? Misses again, 3-0.
See what he's trying to do here. All down and in, all 3 pitches. And with that said, you see Solarte at third base playing deep at third base. That's got the makings for a ground ball right to Jan Hervis at third base, possibly.
But the usual free swinging Pence patiently taking all 3. And Has Richard in the jam with a man at first. Just on the outside edge. Two to one Giants on Pagan's home run here in the fifth. And he walked him. Only the second base on balls from the left-hander. That's going to bring Darren Balsley, the pitching coach, to the mound.
Yeah, and worse, not the worst fate for Clayton Richard. He'll be lefty on lefty again, so a little breather, plus maybe a little scouting report, just a refresher course from Darren Balsley to Clayton. You know, after talking to Darren quite a bit, what is said out there, he doesn't really try to throw mechanics out to a guy because, you know, he doesn't want to have to think about mechanics. It's pretty much setting up the hitter, going over the scouting report, just to refresh in his mind what they went over before the game.
It's just like a good caddy in golf. They're not telling you how to putt now. They're just going to say, come on, you can write this now.
Exactly.
Let's go.
Yeah. Good analogy, Professor.
Brandon Crawford walked and hit into that unusual 3-2 double play the last time. Padres looking for another chance at a double play. And they won't get it. That one goes into left center field. Scoring is Tomlinson, and holding at second is Pence. It's 3-1. Crawford with his 79th RBI of the season.
A pitch that was just up a little bit too much. You know, trying to work down to get that double play, and a very, very aggressive swing by Crawford. Dump it into shallow center for the RBI single.
That's the 10th Giant hit. Rockies Hernandez 2 for 2. In the dirt. Richard not as sharp as we've seen him the last 5 outings. Walk 2. Giving up 10 hits. Plenty of time to go. Line to right. Arcia there. And there's 2 away. But even the outs in the last couple of innings have been hit hard. Trevor Brown, the only regular in the lineup without a base hit tonight. He's lined to right and a soft liner to second. Richard trying to battle his way out of this inning and hold the Giants to just 2 runs in the frame and a 3-1 lead. Ball 1. 75 tosses now for Richard. Off the plate, 2-0.
'90 on the 2-seamer. Got to keep an eye on the velocity of Clayton Richard. It's going to be 90-91. You got to make sure that ball is down, something to beat into the ground. That's a very valuable run out there at second base for the Giants.
Ground ball up the middle. Sardinius gets to this one and throws. Does he get him? Yes. That pulled Myers close to coming off the bag. But first base umpire Blakeney says no, he maintained contact, and we'll see whether the Giants are going to challenge. Padres walking off the field. They feel they've made the final out of this 5th inning, and they haven't challenged yet, and I think time's up. This is one of the additions, and when I'm commissioner, I'm going to make that there's going to be a limit between the out call or the play call by the umpire and when you challenge. Just as in football, you got to throw the flag. You can't wait 2 downs later and then throw the flag. And apparently no challenge. They had a chance to call Bemidji and talk to Aunt Edna, and the inning comes to an end. Whoa, barely.
I think you just look for wherever you can get it on the diamond. I think, you know, in our case, we're getting it from Ryan Schimpf at second base, so it plays very nicely for us. Will gives us some at first base, Solarte at third. Those are kind of our 3 major power threats right now. It's been a while since Dickerson's hit a home run, but I think it's nice to get it out of Schimpf at second base. I don't know if the game has dramatically changed. I know Brian Dozier's going off in Minnesota, and there's a group of guys that play second base. Pedroia's been doing it for a while now, but in Schimpf's case, just a little guy that hits the ball hard all the time.
And there's manager Andy Green talking about the new look second baseman in baseball. Second basemen normally were the slender, long, gifted defensively players and would hit line drives and not home runs. But the world has changed, and Schimpf is part of it with 18 homers.
And I'm surprised because, to be quite honest with you, I didn't know anything about Ryan Schimpf. He was a victim of the depth chart in Toronto. Cesar Asturis came along the way. Aaron Hill was some other second baseman for the Blue Jays, and he was just caught.
Javier Lopez is the new pitcher for the Giants. He's the true definition of a spot reliever. He's been in 61 games and pitched in only 23 2/3 innings. Yeah. So he's a specialist. Come in, get that one man out. But looks as if Bochy wants him to get through an inning here. No one else throwing in the pen. Foul tip, and the count is 2-2. Most home runs hit by a second baseman, or all the second basemen in a single season this year. And there's 3 weeks of play left.
A significant difference, huh, from 2009.
Pulled to right field and shallow. Pence is there. And here are some of the sluggers that play the Keystone.
Brian Dozier, what a tear this kid has been on. Robbie Cano, we know what he did with the Yankees and also now with the Mariners. Rougned Odor. Hey, Ian Kinsler, he's a great story. And Jonathan Scope.
Alex Dickerson. We've got Jose Dominguez now warming up in the Padre pen, and Corey Guerin for the Giants. Pull, watch out down there, and you have your protector, and wisely so, as the bullpen's very close to home plate.
That ball hooking Griffin Benedict. Trying to get a glove on that one, protecting the catcher there, Justin Hatcher.
Yeah, that was a good play by Griff. Look at this. That might have hit Hatcher. And down goes Dickerson. Well, Lopez 2 quick outs here in the 6th. And another left-handed batter, Oswaldo Arcia.
But you know, if you were to pose the question as Dominguez warms up for the Padres, are you surprised with all the numbers at second baseman? I am. I mean, that's over the course of watching this great game of baseball for so many years. I don't think I've ever seen an abundance of second basemen with the power.
Those are the numbers you'd expect from the third baseman.
Right.
And many teams trading off range and defensive skill at second for that home run power. I mean, if you're adequate at second and you hit home runs, you got a place in the lineup.
Yeah, you might give up one, but you're going to hit one that is worth 3, right?
Into the shift for 3. Arcia's out. Lopez with a quick 1-2-3 inning. Giants lead 3-1. All right, thank you, Michael. 18 games left for the Padres as they are still in search of their first ever no-hitter. Adrianza leads it off for the Giants here in the 6th inning, followed by the pitcher's spot and Angel Pagan. Mac Williamson is in the on-deck circle. And George Cantos getting ready in the pen. Two balls and a strike to Adrianza. He singled and lined to center. 3-1. Cantos up for the second time. No one throwing in the Padre bullpen. Swing and a miss. And a full count.
Looked like a nice cut fastball or something at 89 miles an hour for Clayton Richard. I Got some glove side run to it.
Again, the Dodgers lost earlier to the Yankees. The two teams battling for the wild card with the Giants have won. Ground ball up the middle, and that's going to make its way through. Adrianza's second hit. And the 11th off Clayton Richard tonight.
Looked like that Sardinius was playing a little bit to play on the pull side there at shortstop, and just out of his reach there. That's so frustrating for a pitcher because you give up a grounder like that and you're hoping that you get an out of it. Not the case.
Williamson to hit for Lopez. That's a strike. 103 at bats for Williamson. He has 6 home runs. Up the middle. Only one play, and that's to first base. Williamson out 6-3. Adrianza moves into scoring position. And to the top of the order in Angel Pagan. And let's look ahead. Day game tomorrow, and the pitching matchup brought to you by Rancho Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. Luis Perdomo will go for his 8th win, and he's got a tough customer, Madison Bumgarner, to outduel. Mad Bum is 14-8 with a 2.61 ERA, and he'll be gunning for his 100th win of his outstanding career. And we'll be on the air at 12:30 back home. Hope you'll be with us and have a little day action. Flared foul off the bat of Pagan, who homered to left field his last time.
And remember, it was a first pitch breaking ball right into the swing path of Pagan, and you can see Clayton Richard trying to keep the ball away early. Don't want to leave anything middle in to Pagan. Something to jerk out of here.
Jose Dominguez gets up for the second time down the right field corner. All the way to the screen, right through the mid of Norris, so that'll be a pass ball. Tough chance. You got to spring out of the crouch and get your glove on it. But it is ruled a pass ball. So man at third brings the infield in. Try to choke off the runner from third, Adrianza. Back to Richard, knocks it down, looks the runner back, underhands the toss to first. He's just not taking any chances. He can pick off a man, but when the ball's hit back to him and he's got to throw that 35 feet, it's an adventure.
And that's the perfect scenario for any pitcher with that runner at third base. Now you have 2 outs. Your infield can back up for you. Is he in good fielding position? Yes, he is. Check the runner.
A horseshoe toss over to first base. Get a ringer there.
Yeah.
So 2 outs to Kelby Tomlinson. He's 1 for 3. He scored 2 runs. Runners are in, or the infielders are in at the corners.
This is a huge at bat right here for San Francisco. Keep it at 3 for the Padres.
Sales outside. So with Solarte at the edge of the grass at third and Myers over at first base the same, that opens up the holes for Tomlinson. Good block by Norris. Giants have had a hit in every inning. 1 in the first, 2 in the second, 3 in the third when they scored their first run. A hit in the fourth, 3 more in the fifth, including Pagan's home run, and another single here in the sixth. A total of 11 hits. There's not been an easy inning for Clayton Richard. Three and 0. Buster Posey next.
And there you see the workload. Not bad this evening for Clayton Richard. The second inning was the most at 19 tosses. I'll take that every time out.
Lays in a strike. 3-1. Posey 2 for 3 tonight. Single and a double. And ball 4. Third walk given up by Clayton Richard, and that's going to bring Andy Green to the mound. And that's going to be all for Richard as Green first goes to the plate umpire, which is the clue that he's going to make a double shift. Crew chief Meals going over the lineup. Tougher on the umpires these days with so many more players eligible. The Padres only have a few extra over the 25, but the Giants a full cage over there. Arce is jogging in from right field, so that's where the change is going to be made. And Clayton Richard, a yeoman effort once again, goes 5 2/3, but he'll leave with the Padres down 3-1. Replaces Arce in right field. He'll be hitting in the 9th spot in the batting order. And as Arce comes in, look what's happened. He hands off his glove to Amarista. And Alexei, who is a man for all positions, will take the big leather out to right field. The pitcher is Jose Dominguez. He worked briefly last night. And our change is brought to you by El Cajon Ford.
Well, plain and simple, hold the 2-run deficit, and this is crunch time. Runners at the corners, so one big out to get for Dominguez, the hard-throwing right-hander.
And a tough out. Buster Posey 2 for 3. Runners at the corners. On the first delivery.
Like a little cut fastball from Dominguez, perfectly placed.
Those aren't typical Posey numbers, hitting under 200 with 2 outs and runners in scoring position. He's been a money hitter all his career. And Dominguez ahead on the count, 2 strikes.
A's fan at a Giants game going home with a big league baseball. Or the Athletics All-Star hat.
Not dropping a morsel of food. That's going to make a lot of seagulls unhappy. They'll start coming out here at about 10 o'clock. The alarm clock goes off. About a half hour from now, they'll start swooping in.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Derek Norris out in front of home plate just in case the Giants tend to send the runner there. You can see he uses the big part of the field. 50 hits by direction to center field, gap to gap. Fastball away.
One and 2.
Wow. That's coming in hot from Dominguez.
Adrian's at third. Tomlinson at first. 2 outs. And rolled foul.
Trying to pound him down and away. That was a cut fastball.
The Giants lead. Looking for more. Dominguez trying to end the inning. Low. 2-2.
Well, thank goodness that one found the glove of Derek Norris.
Hunter Pence. RBI double tonight. To right center. Amarista tested immediately, and he squeezes the final out. Dominguez gets a big out, and we go to the 7th inning with the Giants up by 2. Our greater coverage of baseball brought to you by T-Mobile. Our MLB news and notes. CC Sabathia. Strong performance tonight as the Yankees shut out the Dodgers. TJ Rivera a solo shot, and the Mets win in 10 against Washington. And Brandon Moss 2 for 3 and a home run for the veteran. A 4-2 victory. St. Louis beating the Cubs. And here it's 3-1. The Giants lead. Top of the 7th inning, and George Contos comes in to work.
No, old reliable, the old right-hander. He's been around for a while. 53rd game. Pretty much know what you're going to get from George Contos. 33 strikeouts in 49 innings, and the splits look really, really good for George. 224 on the lefties, 196 against righties. Fastball, breaking ball, change up. Goes from the full windup out of the bullpen.
Derek Norris 1 for 1. He singled and scored the only Padre run and was intentionally passed the last time. Ball 1. Over but low, doesn't get the call, right at the knees. 2-0. You know, there was a time you went to your mouth and it would cost you, the umpire would call it a ball.
Right.
An advantage to have a beard. Contos constantly going to the beard. Who knows what's in there?
Oh, a little funny stuff going on.
Yeah, you never know. 3-0. But he certainly, if you wanted to, and even if it's perspiration, you get something extra. Yeah,
Sure.
Oh, yeah. Come on, what else?
And the rule is when you go to your mouth, you have to wipe, but there are ways of getting around that as well.
Oh, of course. I don't think is he wiping? We'll have to check him. 3-0. That's a strike.
His pants.
Kind of a little bit of a wipe. And we're not being accusatory. I mean, he's a nice man.
Oh, he's got sandpaper. He's got everything working out there. Come on.
Hacksaw. High pop fly. Back a short. Easing out is Crawford and giving way to Pagan for the out.
With MLB.TV Premium, you can watch every out-of-market game live in HD on over 400 supported devices and enjoy free subscription. That's right, free to At-Bat Premium, the #1 live app for baseball. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details.
I thought at first you said flea subscription. That gets even mites can get MLB.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah. It's a good thing.
It's a great app.
No question.
Use it all the time.
Amarista, his first at bat, hitting in the 9th spot of the order. And then it'll be John Jay. He went around. 263 Amarista, 114 at bats with 30 hits, no home runs. Padres a bloop and a blast away, trailing 3-1.
Was that ice cream?
Might be.
Hot chocolate, huh? Okay. Oh, there we go. They got it right on their back. Ghirardelli chocolate. Oh, oh yeah. You like hot chocolate? You like hot chocolate?
2-2, yes. Hey, we're from the Midwest. Hot chocolate, that's in our DNA.
Yeah.
I'd go for some right now, huh? Oh, you little chili. Huh?
It's football weather. Defense. Offense, I should say. Offense.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, the whipped cream, too. That's a winner. You get that on your nose. Out of play. Yeah, up here especially, you have the chilly nights, and of course you have the Ghirardelli chocolate company produces the good stuff. What do we got going there? Yeah. Sizing it up. Keeps your hands warm. It's multi-purpose. Another foul. Amarista alive. 2-2 the count. Perdomo and Bumgarner, the pitching matchup tomorrow. A day game will be on the air at 12:30. And then off to Denver, 3 this weekend with the Rockies. That's looped into foul territory, a long run, and not able to make the play. Third baseman Adrianza. Well, that's a heck of an effort by the third baseman. The ball wasn't hit high enough, and he had a long way to run, and that railing was coming up in a hurry.
Breaks it down just in time. Oh, that could have been nasty. That is a great effort. Especially in a ball game like this. Padres trailing by 2. Looping a blast to tie it.
That close to the second out. Amarista alive, 2-2. Up the middle, a base hit for the little ninja. There's the base hit. Now how about the blast?
That was quite a battle right there by Alexi. Fouling him off, getting some love from his teammates on the bench.
Brings up John Jay and the top of the order.
Tried to bury it in. It leaked on the outer half, a 2-seamer.
Wasn't a bad pitch. Just some good hitting by Amarista. Jay, a single in 3 at-bats. The hit by Amarista, the 7th hit of the night for San Diego. Not a serious home run threat. A couple of homers for the season. John Jay. And that's a base hit to right. Amarista takes a turn, and he'll hold, respecting Pence's arm. And the Padres with 2 men aboard here, 1 out, and Luis Sardinas the batter.
Station to station baseball right here for San Diego in the 7th. Now an extra base hit would be nice. And with that said, back-to-back hits, action in the Giants bullpen. Be aggressive around second base, but maybe putting a little pressure on the outfield. You see a little juggle, possibly take the extra base. And the big ragu, Dave Righetti, pitching coach for the Giants, out to have a chat.
Corey Guerin up for the second time. This gives the relief pitcher more time to get loose, just starting to throw. And the 30-second clock is on. And at 10, the plate umpire makes a slow move toward the mound to hurry things along. Stephen Okert also starting to throw for the Giants.
Yeah, you can see Righetti's just kind of buying time here to have.
Well past the 30 seconds allowed.
Jerry Meals going, let's go, bust it up. Gotta go.
Most blown saves since the All-Star game. There's the proof in the pudding. The Giants have blown 9 potential victories. See if the Padres can take advantage here in the 7th. Trailing 3-1. Amarista at second, the tying run carried by Jay at first. Sardinas knocked in the only run for the Padres with a single to left center in the 3rd. Strike one. Will Myers on deck.
Uh-oh, there's the ball dude. Oh, good. Kept it in front of him. That's Rick Apicicea.
Of course it is.
Yeah, he was raised in Peninsula. He's 54 years old. Nice going, Rick.
Got to charge the line drives now, Rick.
Retired San Mateo police officer, 28 years of service. Nice job down there.
2 strikes now on Sardinas. And he pulls it to the right side. Posey will go to second for one. Back to first, not in time. Contos covering. Contos thought that he had completed the double play.
Wasn't even
see.
I wasn't even close, was it?
I didn't think so, but I'm not a pitcher.
I thought he was safe. Even initially when that play happened, we saw it firsthand.
Well, here it is. Safe.
Yeah, safe.
So Sardinius at first. He's the tying run. Jay erased. 3-6. Over to third goes Amarista. And it's up to Will Myers. Myers singled the last time. He is grounded to short, grounded into a double play, and it appears Bruce Bochy is going to make a move. What's this all about? Are they going to challenge now after all that time? See that this. I don't care if it's the Padres or the Giants or any other team.
I think maybe something happened at second base on the slide. He was clearly out at first.
He was safe at first.
Clearly safe. I stand corrected. How about the slide at second base?
Well, it's the way they interpret it these days. That certainly there was no malice in that slide. And he was within range of the bag. It wasn't like he could not have reached the base on the slide.
See, here's the thing. Isn't it? I thought the rule was he's got to go straight into the bag. Right?
Well, it's how it's interpreted.
It's so subjective. See, that's the.
I think the whole key to the ruling is to protect the infielder from harm, and in that case, it's it's not a vicious slide. And he still could maintain contact on the slide with his hand. That probably was the
call confirmed. No violation of the slide rule is the ruling we are getting.
There you go. So John Jay can't even believe that was a possible challenge.
You know what though? And looking at it objectively, I think the Giants should, because it's so subjective. You're going to get different.
Yeah.
We've seen slides worse than that.
Like the NFL, where sometimes players will say, why don't we just play touch football? So Myers in a big spot here for the Padres, trailing 3-1, 2 men aboard, 2 outs here in the 7th. 1 away from his 25th home run. Wouldn't this be a delicious spot for it? Low and away. Three runs, 11 hits for the Giants. 1 run and 8 hits for the Padres. Amarista, and the tying run there carried by Sardinius. Runner goes, and that ball clipped the uniform or the arm of Myers, and the bases are loaded. Now that moves the tying run into scoring position. Sardinius, he was going to steal second anyway, had a huge break. Myers hit by a pitch. So right man in the right spot. The cleanup hitter Solarte, the hottest hitter for the Padres, steps in with the bases full.
Got the boiler.
Just nicked the jersey.
Yep. That's why you wear a baggy uniform, huh?
Solarte has singled, walked, and grounded to second. And takes a strike. Staring at the spot, thought it was off the plate, but just caught the corner. Bases loaded, 391 is average. So from all statistical indications, the right man in the right spot for the Padres. And time called. Hammer East at third. Sardinius the tie run at second, and Myers at first. 2 outs, they're all ready to roll. Wow, that's a tough call.
Yeah. Now he's really got to protect, because Cantos is thinking, I'm going to go off the plate again. Solarte's saying, I don't want to leave this guy stranded. I got to swing, at least follow it off to get another shot.
So a couple of borderline pitches go Cantos' way. 0-2. Line drive into left field, but it's right at Pagan. And the Padres leave them loaded for the second time tonight. A little mini movie by our terrifically talented people back in the truck. I'll give you a taste of the action, and a 3-1 lead for the Giants. They escaped the top half of the inning, got Solarte to fly out with the bases loaded. Here's Hunter Pence to start it for the Giants. Home half of the 7th with Crawford and Hernandez to follow. Big swing and a miss as Jose Dominguez got the final out in the 6th inning, stays aboard for the Padres. Padres winning last night 4-0. Giants with a 3-1 lead tonight. Pence knocking in one of those runs with his double into the right field corner. That was in the third, tied the game at 1. And Pagan's home run in the 5th, followed by a single, a walk, and a base hit by Crawford, made it 3-1. Another big swing. Keith Hessler.
You got some hot sauce coming out of the hand of Jose Dominguez. He's touched 99 tonight. He's been anywhere from 95 to 99.
High pop up on the infield, way up into the night, and finally comes down in the glove of Will Myers. Pence is gone. Well, speaking of hot sauce, let's check the Cholula flamethrower.
Oh, I'm guessing 99. I saw one earlier. Oh, that's hot sauce, yo. That's bringing it. Got to hold the Gigantes to 3, though.
I thought you'd be breathless with that. There you go.
On a cool night,
you got to sell it.
Yeah,
I want to see, that vapor come out of your
like
mouth
a dragon.
There. Yeah. You, the dragon.
Well, you got to locate that stuff, and Dominguez is perfect for it. He can't do that. That's perfect right there.
97. Strike 1 to Crawford. Keith Hessler getting loose for the Padres. Will Smith in the other bullpen. The Giants lefty getting ready. 0-2. Took something off the fastball.
Looked like a changeup of some sort. Had some great late movement as well. $41,231 the attendance tonight. 2 fans left less than last night. At 41,233 last night, and a couple of fans decided not to come today. Nice. But it's another sellout. 478 in a row. Prize ticket here in San Francisco. They do love their Giants. Fouled away. I just realized something else I liked about AT&T. They don't perform the wave very often, do they? No, you're right.
Tasteful. Fly ball left field line. Long run for Dickerson. Watch out.
Oh my goodness.
Right into that wall. It is padded, but
he was coming in hot. You know, he went in so hard. I don't see how he doesn't go into the stands.
At full speed.
Oh
my goodness.
You know, usually guys will break it down right and slide into.
It's almost fan interference,
yeah,
too.
The fan did reach across, didn't he?
Shaking out the sting there. Crawford still up 1-2. He's not getting around on that fastball. 97, but he's fouling them off. I certainly wouldn't throw him anything off speed.
If he does, bounce it, right? Don't throw it in the zone to speed up his bat. Change up.
Be careful. Ground ball to third. Solarte up with it. 2 away.
Great pitch by Jose Dominguez. You throw 98 to 99, and you can throw a changeup for a strike. That's telling you something.
Yorkis Hernandez 2 for 3 and a line out the last time. Giants have not gone in order any inning all night. Got to hit every frame. So far so good for Dominguez here in the 7th. 2 away. 97 again.
Is that a cutter or is that his change at 91?
Good call, Professor. That is a low cut fastball down the way to the righties. Showing a few good ones tonight. 3 good pitches: the fastball, the cutter, and the changeup have been very nice.
He got into that one high and deep to left. Dickerson going back, and Hernandez has a home run. It'll be 4-1 when he hits home plate. That had the sound, didn't it? His 2nd home run of the season. That's the problem with a fastball. If you time it and get that barrel on the sweet spot, a long home run for Hernandez.
Yeah, we just got done mentioning, right? You can throw 97, 99, but if it's not located well, they can turn it around. He wanted it down and away, and it leaked middle in, and Gorkis Hernandez got the good launch angle on that one to send it on its way.
Yeah, Bruce Bochy tabbed the right man tonight to join the lineup in Gorkis Hernandez. 2 singles, a home run, and a lineout. First ball swinging Trevor Brown back behind second base. Shortstop Sardinas makes the play. That's a big home run. It pads the Giants' lead. They are now up 4-1. As Will Smith comes in for the Giants, his 46th appearance with Milwaukee and now with San Francisco.
Giants have 6 left-handers in their bullpen with the expanded rosters in September. We already saw one, Javier Lopez, in the 6th.
Brian Schimpf, with the Padres down by 3, opens the 8th inning. He has a single and a couple of flyouts. Excuse me, swing, and that'll be an easy out.
Hey, football fans, Chargers Insider is back. Tomorrow the crew breaks down week 1 and previews the home opener against the Jaguars. Or is it Jaguar? Chargers Insider airs tomorrow after Padres Live on Fox Sports San Diego.
If they're driving that fancy car, it's the Jaguars with the Jaguar.
Yeah.
But
right.
They're taking a plane out to San Diego, and Padres will be rooting for the Chargers on the weekend. Alex Dickerson 0 for 3 tonight.
Now that is a hat. I love that hat. Keep hat warm.
He's got the right colors. He did a good piece of shopping to get that one. Waved at and missed, or a little piece of it perhaps.
Good breaking ball from Will Smith. Another Smith is up and running in the Padre bullpen. Jake Smith.
And Adam Rosales has a bat. He's in the on deck circle, the pitcher spot next for the Padres. Sergio Romo now throwing in the Giants pen.
We got action all over the place.
There's Rosales.
Imagine the laundry you have to do now with the expansions of the rosters in these clubhouses now. Laundry bill just went way up.
Did he go? No. The Padres AAA Farm Club El Paso off to a good start. The best of 5 for the PCL championship. They won tonight.
Nice.
And of course, Alex Dickerson, many of the Padres part of the success of the Chihuahuas this year, was being called up. There's Romo, the veteran slider bowler.
Yeah, you know, you went in the minor league, you get a nice little ring, right? PCL championship ring.
And we'll see some of those young Padres. Swing and a miss, and down goes Dickerson for the second time tonight.
Good sharp breaking ball, sweeping breaking ball from Will Smith.
As Adam Rosales comes up, we remind you our game is presented in HD by Sony. Rosales hitting .219, 9 home runs. Breaking ball that hangs outside. Yeah, the 9 home runs and only 187 at bats. If you prorate that through what would be a full season, you know, he's a 25 home run hitter.
Yep. Very aggressive swing. Doesn't get cheated. Attacks the ball. Doesn't feel for the baseball. And you know, as a pitcher, you counter that by maybe some good off-speed stuff down and away, change-ups.
Low strike, 2-1.
Change-up. Is that a 3 or a wiggle, Professor? Did you see that?
I didn't see it.
Oh, breaking ball 3.
2-2.
Sometimes, you know, those catchers are so quick with the signs.
Let's see what Trevor Brown has in mind here. 2-2.
Slider.
Rosales, a 1-2-3 inning, a couple of punch outs for Smith. We go to the bottom of the 8th. The Giants lead 4-1. Padres baseball brought to you by SeaWorld. Enter tonight's keyword catcher on the Ways to Win page at foxsportssandiego.com. By Petco, where the healthy pets go. And by your San Diego County Lexus dealers. The big mid out there in left center field at AT&T Park. They actually used to have a distance from home plate around that glove. I think it's something like 504 feet. Ambitious, but who knows?
Yeah, exactly. Well, enter Jake Smith, the right-hander. We saw him in last homestand against Boston, an inning, 2 hits. He gave up a run.
That was his major league debut. He faces Adrianza, hitting left-handed. He's 2 for 3 in a line out and hits him in the leg. Connor Gillespie is on deck, and he's walking to the plate as Adrianza gets himself to his feet.
Wow.
Gillespie started last night at third base and singled in 4 at-bats. Hunter Strickland is finally the resolution to the bullpen stopper problem for Bruce Bochy. He's now the closer, and he's getting ready. Ball 1. It's the 6th time tonight, 6th time in 8 innings. Leadoff man on for the Giants. Two and 0. Claimed off waivers from the Giants, Jake Smith.
Leonel Campos gets up for the Padres in their pen. I'll tell you what, Dick, for Jake Smith, I mean, making his major league debut and now pitching here in San Francisco at Petco, which is nice, against a big crowd against the Boston Red Sox, and then pitching here on the road. I mean, those are 2 places to good places to break in at the big league level for your first 2 outings, huh?
Yeah, he's a great story. A grounds crew maintenance man for 3 years, play independent ball, makes himself all the way to the big leagues because of that fastball velocity. 93 on that one, but he's yet to throw a strike. First pitch hit Adrianza, now 3-0. It's a pinch hitter, Gillespie. And a 4-pitch walk, so it hasn't hit the strike zone yet. 2 on. Derek Norris go out, try to settle him down as Angel Pagan will be the hitter.
Well, one of the things that Derek Norris might be telling him as Darren Balsley, the pitching coach, is going out, he's got good movement on his fastball. Arm side movement. Hey, throw the ball to the middle of the plate, let the ball do the work.
Well, Julie Alexandria, she's back warm and toasty. What do you have for us?
Well, Dick, you had mentioned that Jake Smith went from grounds crew to professional baseball player, and tonight he's facing the team that drafted him. Back in 2009, he was on the grounds crew at the Giants single-A affiliate in Augusta, South Carolina, and he was not even paid monetarily. He just did it for free because he wanted to be as close to a professional baseball environment as possible, see how the guys went about their business and such, and then 3 years later he gets drafted by who else? The Giants, of course.
That's a great story. Now here he is in the big leagues, not with the Giants but with the Padres, and in trouble as Wildness has put 2 men aboard with no one out. Pagan homered, hitting right-handed back in the 5th inning. That broke the 1-1 tie. That's ball 6. And that's correct. That graphic, it's North Augusta, South Carolina, right across the river from Augusta, Georgia. And side of the Masters. Goodness. 7 pitches all out of the strike zone.
And he said, hey, mix in a breaking ball. Have him throw a breaking ball. Maybe that release punt will get out in front and find the strike zone. Looking for a slider here.
There's a strike.
Little cut fastball. You know, sometimes when a guy is missing up out of the zone, they're letting it go too soon, right? Well, a breaking ball forces you to get out in front a little bit more and hopefully find that strike zone. Seems like that's what Jake Smith did right there in that last pitch.
Hit well to left field. Dickerson, though, is in the right spot to collect the first down. Veteran Joe Nathan now has gone down to the Giants bullpen. As Bruce Bochy figuring it'll be Strickland if it's still a 4-1 game, but should the Giants add on, then he would use Nathan. Kelby Tomlinson, second baseman, has scored a couple of runs. A single and a walk. Line drive with a soft liner to Schimpf. Back to Sakovic, and that's a double play. So wandering away from the back, figuring that ball might drop in, and it leads to a 4-6 double play.
Going up, and I couldn't believe it. I kind of left my body, I think, out of body of experience, and everybody's jumping on me, and my heart was beating like it was never, you know, it's just jumping out of my chest, and I got the pinch hit, and I just couldn't. It was like almost hyperventilating. I'm like 34 years old. I guess it was all that built up emotion.
Oh, this is one you don't want to miss. That was a sneak preview, just a sneak preview. There's more to come. Tonight's all new SD Live featuring Alan Zinter, the hitting coach for the Padres. Mike Pomerantz did such a great job on that show. That's tonight after Padres Live right here on Fox Sports San Diego. Don't miss it.
He's a very interesting man, Zinter.
Yes,
he was a high draft pick. I mean, he was
#1 pick, yeah.
highly regarded. And he battled his way many years in the minor leagues. He's a baseball lifer. Hunter Strickland picked up his 3rd save of the season on Sunday in Arizona, but he's 3 for 7 in save opportunities. He's got a 4-1 lead to work with, and the Padres will. Joe Panik in the double switch comes in at second base. And Derek Norris singled and scored the Padres' only run back in the 3rd inning. Came in on Sardinia's RBI single. Then it'll be Amarista and the top of the order, Jay. Last call for the Padres. .97 on his first fastball.
Yeah, hard thrower. Got to get started early. Basically fastball slider from Strickland. We've seen it before. Averages about 96. He's touched 100.
He's rough on right-handed hitters. They're batting just 194 against him this year. One and one, 2-0. Padres need base runners. Broken bat, Looper over first. That's going to fall fair in front of Pence for a base hit. Boy, there've been a lot of broken bats in this series. That gets it started. There's a bloop, maybe another bloop, or a line drive and a blast.
Multiple base runners. That's what the Padres need. And Derek Norris will gladly sacrifice that shillelagh for a big league knock.
Amarista off the bench singled in the 7th inning. Hitting in the 9th spot of the order. Oh, that one even sounded fast. 98. So the Padres with 9 hits tonight. Jay with a couple, and now Norris with 2. Only 1 run. Oh, 0-2.
Well, with these struggles of Santiago Casilla, who's their closer, was their closer, 31 saves on the year. It's pretty much Bruce Bochy and his bullpen by committee. Hunter Strickland, yeah, he's got the stuff to close out a game.
2 strikes to Amarista. And he spoils another. Strickland rubbing up a wrinkle in a new ball. He's 27, from Thomaston, Georgia. Lives in Griffin. 3rd year with the Giants. Originally drafted by the Red Sox. 2007 in the 18th round. Got him. Overpowered him with 97 on the fastball. And let's check our Carl's Jr. star of the game. And a reserve, Gorkys Hernandez. 2 singles and a home run tonight. His solo home run in the 7th inning, making it a 4-1 game. Our Carl's Jr. star of the game.
Well, he let Dominguez supply the power on that home run. He got that bat in a perfect position and sent it on its way.
2nd home run of the year. John Jay, 2 for 4. And that one is looped to left in front of Pelgan, who plays it off his body. And the Padres, there's a bloop, and now the blast.
Absolutely right. Things getting interesting here.
And of course, the Giants fans nervous because there have been so many games lost late by an inefficient bullpen. You can't blame Strickland. Both hits were scratch bloopers. Padres get men at first and second. Sardinus the hitter, with Will Myers moving into the on-deck circle. A lot of runs allowed by the Giants, and for the Padres, a lot of runs scored in the 9th inning. Sardinus knocked in the Padres' only run with a line single back in the 3rd. Grounded out the last 3 times, Sardinus, as Kevin Quackenbush just easing his way, loosening up in case. Ground ball off the glove of Posey, picked up by the second baseman, and he's safe at first. Strickland was covering, and it was a nice job there by Panik, who's just into the game, to back up Posey. Got his glove on it, and hustling over to cover was the pitcher Strickland, but good speed. Sardinus beats it out, and the bases are loaded on 3 scratch hits for the Padres.
Oh, this is getting interesting. Boy, when that ball is touched, then Sardinus really turns it on. Very close to first base, but no more challenges for the Giants.
That brings up Will Myers with a Padre over every pillow, and only 1 out here in the 9th. Tying run there at first, Sardinus, and Myers representing the go-ahead. And Bruce Bochy agonizing over how this season has gone since the All-Star break. Here's the play at the bag, and just beating the catch and tag of the base by the pitcher Strickland was Sardinus. Now he's got to be alert. He's carrying the tying run. Bases loaded. How about this? Myers with a chance to really punish the Giants and their playoff hopes. 1 away. Low, ball 1. Will grounded to short, grounded into a double play, 6-4-3, singled, and was hit by a pitch. Seeking number 25 in that home run department. Ball 2. Strickland working carefully to Myers. Solarte, the cleanup hitter, would be next.
Yeah, this is what drives managers nuts. When your bullpen is in disarray, it's bullpen got committee when you're closing out a game, and you're in a situation like this, and you're in the playoff hunt.
Should be swinging if he likes this one. And he fouls it away. Oh, he got a good pitch. So a couple of dunkers, singles by Norris and Jay, and then the infield hit Sardinus off the glove of Posey have loaded him up. Talk about an action pitch coming up. 2-1. Nervous rumble of applause here at AT&T. Trying to urge it out. Ball 3. Pressure on Strickland now. No place to put Myers. A walk is a run for the Padres. Ball 4. In comes Derek Norris. It's 4-2. And that moves the tying run into scoring position, and Myers the go-ahead score at first. Credit Myers with an RBI, his 81st.
Well, as Dick mentioned, nowhere to put him, so Strickland trying to go first pitch breaking ball. Where are these pitches? Away, away, away. With the defense, they're trying to give him right center field. Missing big time. Looked like Brown wanted to set him inside, then the last pitch outside, way off. Merry-go-round inning, 1 on, 1 off.
And Jan Solarte, the hottest hitter for the Padres, is next. The Cubs are able to rally, and there's that blue pit for them, beating Samardzija and Bumgarner. There's another one not well hit. That's just got to be driving Bochy crazy. I mean, it's tough enough when they hit screaming liners for winning hits, but just as the 2 hits in this inning got things going, just little lob shots into the outfield. Well, maybe it's time for Solarte to connect deeply.
Well, second time he's had bases loaded trying to do some damage. Last time he flew out the left.
4-2, bases loaded, 1 out. Rolled foul. Solarte singled to left in the second, walked in the fourth, grounded out in the fifth, flied out with the bases loaded in the seventh. Strickland under the gun. He's walked in 1 run, bases full. Jay now at third. Sardinas at second, the tying run. Myers at first. Two strikes now on Solarte. Padres' best contact hitters, Solarte. Out again, begging for an out. Wouldn't chase. Up the middle, deflected over to Panic. He'll go to first for the out. The run scored to make it 4-3 as Jay comes in, and by getting his glove on it, Strickland may have cost himself a double play ball. That was bouncing, and they had that covered behind him. So credit Solarte with an RBI on the putout.
I was thinking the same thing, and like a lot of pitchers in this situation, first pitch breaking ball, trying to make him fish. 0-2, 1-2. There was the pitch, and you're right, Dick. That had a chance for a double play. Padres add one, and still the inning is alive for San Diego.
And the tying run just 90 feet away as the pitching change made. Stephen Okert in from the Giants bullpen. Trying to hang on, but the Padres with 2 runs home here in the ninth. They have runners at second and third. Steve Okert is the new pitcher. This would be his first save if successful. 12th major league game.
Well, I'm just wondering if he spent all his bullets in the bullpen. He's been what 4 or 5 times tonight out there, not used.
So lefty against lefty, and Alex Dickerson, another left-handed hitter, due next. Ball 1. Schimpf has flied out twice, grounded back to the pitcher, and looped a single to the left. Sardinius the tying run at third. Myers at second. And a foul back. Norris opened the inning, looping a single to left. With 1 out, Jay followed the same formula, dunked 1 in left. Infield hit Sardinius off the glove of Posey. Then a bases loaded walk and a ground out, get 2 runs home. And now 1 and 2. 94 in the fastball. Deep drive to right center field. He got into that one. It's way back, and that ball is out of here. Touch 'em all. Schimpf has done it again. Oh my! Down to their final strike, and Schimpf delivers a 3-run home run, his 19th of the season, and the Padres go from 4-1 down to 6-4 up here in the 9th inning. Amazing power.
And this crowd is stunned. Ryan Schimpf continues to just have a power surge like I've never seen before in the short time he's been at the big league level. This kid is incredible. Talk about a punch to the gut to these Giant fans.
Alex Dickerson.
Oh.
Well, there were a lot of soft singles here in this inning. The Padres were due to hit one squarely, and boy, did Schimpf ever get the fat part of the bat on that one. Dickerson fouls it away. He's 0 for 4 tonight. Number 19 for Schimpf. 3 more RBIs, 47.
I've never seen anything like it, Dick.
He's so strong. And Dickerson gets into that one deep to center field. That ball is well hit and finally captured on the warning track by Hernandez. But the damage done. The Padres hit the 5 spot in the 9th inning and have a 2-run lead, 6-4. And the capper, the 3-run home run by Ryan Schimpf. Did he ever hit this one? Deep part of the ballpark, well over 400 feet. Foul from the Bayou Bengal. LSU's Ryan Schimpf. Did he ever give that one a ride to deep right center?
Well, this kid continues to express lefty on lefty. It looks like a high fastball, and he gets enough of it. He gets extended. You know, we talked about, what is he, 5'9"? He just got great mechanics, puts himself in a good position, gets extended, and power to the barrel of that bat, using every inch of that frame of his to put a hurting on that pitch.
And what a dagger for the Giants. The Dodgers had lost, a chance to gain on them. The two other teams battling, the Mets and St. Louis, for the wild card. They have won. And now Kevin Quackenbush will try to get the final 3 outs for the Padres. He'll have to wade through the tough end of the Giants order: Posey, Pence, and Crawford. And here's how those 3 hitters have fared against Quackenbush. Jake Smith stands to win it, get his first big league win.
Oh, wouldn't that be great?
Pitched a hitless 8th inning. He did start slowly, hitting a batter and walking the next on 4 pitches, but got out of it. 1-2. Posey, a double, a single, and 2 flyouts to right. Skips that one up, 2-2. There they are, Posey followed by Pence, and then Crawford, and then Hernandez, who is 3 for 4 with a home run. Work well defined for Kevin Quackenbush. Broken bat, roller to third. Solarte across for the first out. Hunter Pence doubled in a run, tied the game at 1 back in the 3rd inning. He's also walked tonight, 1 for 3. Strike with a curveball. Late wave. That's the charm, sometimes painfully so, of this game. You can't just have a 4-1 lead and let the clock run out. You got to give the other guys a chance. Sometimes they punish you. In the dirt, 1-2. 3 balls that were singles that were not hit hard, and then 1 huge swing by that man for 3 runs.
And it's funny how it's all tied in. We talked about second base power tonight. Ryan Schimpf being one of those guys. And also, how about the Padres?
That one laced foul way down the right field line.
One of the teams that scores most in the 9th inning. Triple 5 spot.
And they also are best in the National League in scoring with 2 outs, which they've done here again tonight. Strike 3 call. Took a good pitch right at the knees. And now it's the Giants down to their final out.
Good old-fashioned 4-seam fastball from Kevin Quackenbush, where down and away to Hunter Pence. That ball leaks a little bit outer third. Oh yeah, frozen pizza.
Yeah, he knew. Here's Brandon Crawford. RBI single and a walk tonight. And victimized by a amazing 3-2 double play that cost the Giants a run back in the 3rd inning. You've got to stay tuned for Padres Live, the postgame show. There is so much to review, assimilate, excite if you're a Padre fan. A shot at second, knocked down by Schimpf. He throws to first, and the ball game is over. The Padres rally with 5 in the 9th inning. The final: San Diego 6, San Francisco 4. Here's Mike Pomerantz.
That one.
Boy, Poppy.
Boy, 7. Out of my back. Good day.